Hi, when you have a tormentor, sometimes they use something that I like to call the death seed as a tool to control you. And today we're going to talk about how to overcome the death seed so that it doesn't get to. Hi, my name's Olivia. I am passionate about helping you understand what relational trauma is so that you can heal, grow, and ultimately move on with your life. So today, everything is coming from A Scapegoat No More Forever. You can find it on Amazon.com. Just to kind of back up and look again, which I will leave a card to another video that totally explains the death seed. But just in summary, the death seed is anytime you try to set a boundary or maybe even exit a relationship or call someone on their poor behavior, if they threaten to end their life or if they remind you of the fact that they're going to pass away someday, or they just threaten to not see you anymore, and that's kind of leaning more towards they mean ending their life, that is a death seed. And when the death seed is planted in us, it's really hard any other time to hold a boundary because you're very mindful of the fact that what if this is the one time they never call me back again? What if this is the very last time I see them and I told them no, or I hurt them in some way. So the death seed is very good at limiting us. It handcuffs us. It disarms us. It's very disarming because now instead of being able to focus on that poor behavior or the fact that you've been hurting me or lying to me for X amount of time, or you've just been using me and I finally had enough, when I finally get the courage to bring that up and now we got to talk about your, the fact that you're going to pass away someday, or how I'm going to feel when you're gone, or maybe I'm just going to be glad. Now we got to talk about that, right? And I'm afraid of that now, or I'm so sad. I'm so grieved with the thought of losing you forever. Now I don't get to talk about your poor boundaries and the fact that you've been using me and I'm fed up. So to overcome that death seed, to start to deal with it, the first thing we want to do is understand that we always take the threat of someone taking their life seriously. So that's the first thing. So we never want to say something like, good, because sometimes you're so fed up, you may want to say that, but we never want to say that. We want to say, okay, well, let me try to get you some help. If you're in the United States, you could call 988. You could always go to the emergency room if that person is willing to go, if it's safe to do so. You could call someone to take them to the emergency room if you have someone you trust in both of your lives and they're willing to do that. Or you could always call 911 if the threat is imminent, meaning you believe it's about to happen. If they took something into the bathroom and shut the door, that could be dangerous. So you have options. You have ways that you can reach out and try to get help for them and also for yourself. So the first thing is always make sure you're safe first. That would be the very first thing. Your safety also matters, even though someone is threatening that. So you have a right to take care of your safety and then also to get support. So if you're telling me you're going to do this, I'm going to take you at your word and I'm going to do what I can to get you help. So 988 is a great resource if you're in the United States. And if not, you can check into the way that your state or your region or wherever it is that you live, what are some resources that are available for you there? And you want to do that ahead of time. So even if you pause the video and you go check that out now, perfect time to do it, because you don't want to wait until there's a problem and then try to, feel like you're scrambling and that you might not get the help you need. It's good to do that during an outside time. So that's the first thing. Always take it seriously. The next thing is to get support for yourself. So even after the moment passes, don't feel like you have to deal with this on your own. So if you have a trusted friend, it could be a parent, a sibling, like I said, a friend that you trust, someone maybe in your community who has experience, anyone you can go to and kind of talk to about what you're going through. It's really important that you get help for yourself. So it's not your job to be the secret keeper. And I know oftentimes scapegoats are programmed to keep secrets, and it's usually the secret of just how bad your family's treating you. So if someone is using the death seed to control you, they don't get to do that. You get to have support. And I know it's really scary because it could even feel like if you tell anyone, I'm really going to do it. Even then, it's not your job to keep a secret. And if that person chose to do that, that would be terrible. That would be a horrible thing. But the one thing, and very sad, the one thing would never be, though, is your fault. It's not going to be your fault. So just remember, you deserve to have support too. That doesn't mean we out them to the whole world and we tell, their boss and everyone that's important in their life, I feel like that would be wrong. What you want to do is get support and use your own judgment. And it would probably be just one person or maybe just a very small few people that you feel are good support that you can trust. So you get to get support because nobody gets to control you, especially by threatening to take their life. That is not okay. No matter if it's a marriage, if it's just a dating relationship, if it's a parent-child, parent-sibling, a friend, anyone who is doing that and saying that if you leave, I'm going to do this, that is still a threat, and that is not okay. You still get to have support. So we take it seriously. We get support for them to the extent we can. We get support for ourselves, and the first thing we do is make sure we're safe first. And the next thing is also realizing everyone is going to pass someday. I know for a lot of scapegoats, they've been so programmed with that death seed over and over and over that they kind of lose sight of the fact that they're also going to pass away someday. Somehow your life ending is so much greater than anyone else's. But then when I'm like, wait, but so am I. I'm going to pass away someday too. So does that mean that I get to treat you as poorly as I want and you never get to say something just because I'm going to pass away someday? You owe me your money, maybe your children, your time, your love, all your attention because I'm going to... No, nobody owes me and I don't owe someone else. Because the truth is that is going... that whole expression, no one gets out of this world alive. It's true, right? So thinking of that, it's like, okay, yes, you're going to pass away. And you know what? That would make me sad. And I will miss you very much. But we still need to talk about your poor behavior. Or, if you keep bringing that up every time I have a problem with you, this relationship is not going to work. So really understanding you have a right. The death seed does not get to control you. You can unhook yourself. And usually that is realizing that you get to have support. And the other thing is realizing that it's going to happen to you too. And no one owes you anything, just like you don't owe them anything. So again, you can find all of this on Amazon. It's a Scapegoat No More Forever. I would also like to mention in domestic violence, the murder-suicide can be very common. So you really want to take it really seriously if you're trying to leave a relationship and someone threatens that. That's something that you want to get yourself as safe as you can, as fast as you can, and also, get some professional help. The hotline.org, which I will link in the description, that is always a great resource. They have safety planning. They clearly map out what abuse is. They help you through the process. So that's a good resource if you find yourself in domestic violence and you're trying to leave and someone is threatening to end their life. That can be very critical. That can be a crisis, absolutely. And it can be of the most extreme importance and seriousness. So I hope you take that seriously. Still, leave, but leave safe. Understand what it means to leave safe, what it looks like to leave safe. Educate yourself so you can leave safe, but no one gets to control you because of that death seed. So just to keep that in mind, because safety always comes first, above everything, above feelings, above commitments. If we can't maintain safety, everything else has to stop until we can reestablish safety. And if we can't reestablish that, we don't get to be reestablished, right? Safety always has to come first. You have rights. Okay, so again, A Scapegoat No More Forever. You can find it on Amazon. Take good care, and I'll see you in the next one.